Since I have Mr. Hobesser and Ms. Dieter here, let's do the Steven Singer first.
Perfect. We're going to call page 2, case P-20-104624-E, in the matter of Steven Singer.
All right. I have this down for a status check. I note that there was a motion to withdraw by Mr. Grover. When last we were here, the offer had been accepted on the house, so I don't really know what we have left going on to do. So what's the issue, counsel?
In your honor, to update you, the house has closed. We do have the funds in our trust account. We received them on the 1st.
Okay.
So currently, you had ordered us to supplement the first accounting, which was filed back in August, and an objection has been filed to that. In addition, a request for a final accounting has been made. We would have 60 days to respond to that, which we do intend on filing the final accounting. And now that we have the house proceeds, frankly, it's appropriate to do the final accounting.
Yes.
So I believe those matters need to be set for hearing.
Okay.
Certainly, we'd like to respond to the objection that was filed yesterday. But I think basically a hearing to address any outstanding accounting issues, whether the court wants to do that before the final accounting, or if you want to hear everything at once. But I think we're down to accounting issues at this point.
Okay. I want to do everything together. So let's do the whole kit and caboodle together. So let's go ahead and how much time does everybody need?
Well, Your Honor, may I say something?
Sure.
We filed an objection into this case last night. I know that you want to hear it all together. However, I do want to make a request for a formal discovery schedule to designate experts. I don't know if you want that orally or if you want me to file the petition, because there are voluminous records and Karina spent a lot of time going through it, and there's a lot of money movement going around, and we need a professional to look at these records, because frankly, I don't feel comfortable trying to figure out what happened, and she doesn't either. And all the court's decisions in this case need to be factually based.
Well, Ms. Strobesser, have you looked at my previous rulings from this case? Because
I did.
Yeah, I'm not, the amount of money that you're talking about that happened when he was still alive, I'm not getting into those issues. When he was still alive, he could have transferred that money when he was alive, and it's an in vitro, and I've already made my rulings on that.
Okay, well, I do plan to file a motion to reconsider, but what you missed at that hearing was that Natasha and Lenore took the money and put it in their own account. And
No, I didn't miss it. I did not miss it, Ms.
I
Strobesser.
wasn't finished, Your Honor. Can I please finish?
Sure.
Can I please finish?
Sure, go ahead.
The trust did say that all the children can get HEMS. However, when Natasha and Lenore alienated the money from Karina, she was not able to use the money for HEMS. And they were. So now she's allowed to just have what's left over after they use all the money for what they want. And she didn't get that opportunity for 4 years.
Ms. Strobesser, that was when he was still alive. The court has
He was
already...
under the guardianship.
Ms. Strobesser, you asked if you could finish, so I would ask that you show the court the same respect. So when I'm talking, let me finish, please, okay? I've already made a ruling that when he was alive and during that period of time, we're not getting into that issue. So to the extent that he was alive, the court has already made a ruling on that. Mr. Grover agreed with me. He did not file a motion for reconsideration on that, and the amount of money from what I could see, because I went back and looked at this myself, was de minimis. So you filed an objection last night. I will hear, I'm going to allow Ms. Dieter to file her response to that, and I would like to do all of it together in one hearing.
May we get a formal discovery schedule to designate experts?
I am not going to allow the trust to utilize money for the purpose of getting experts where you're gonna spend $40,000 to $60,000 on a forensic accounting over the amount of money that is in question. And if you don't like my decision, feel free to appeal it.
I will, thank you.
All right.
May I speak at all? Is that possible or no?
No, ma'am, you are represented by counsel. I have not even had an opportunity to look at the objection. So to the extent that there is an objection in place, Ms. Dieter, how much time do you need to respond to that?
I mean, if we could have with the holidays, I'd say December 1st. In addition, our final accounting, I've calculated is due December 20th, 60 days from the date of demand. So I guess I think it probably makes sense to hear the objection and any issues with the supplement potentially before the final accounting, just so it can be hopefully wrapped up before then. Certainly if we can file the final accounting earlier, we'll attempt to do so. But with the holidays, I'm not entirely sure how feasible that's going to be.
All right, let's do this. What's the second Wednesday in January look like?
Free.
Okay.
That'd be the 12th.
Okay. If I set this for hearing on January the 12th for, and assuming that Ms. Dieter gets the final accounting done by December the 20th, Ms. Frobisher, does that give you enough time to do any objection to the final accounting? Or would you like more time than that?
I need more time because it's going to be a lot of records that we have to go through, and I'm not a person that can go through it really quickly, and then I'd have to write the objection. So yeah, I need more time, please.
All right, so why don't I go ahead and, it's due December 20th, is 30 days adequate time, Ms. Frobisher?
Yes.
All right, so I'll make the opposition, any objection to the final accounting due on January the 20th. And what's the second week in February look like?
We have an evidentiary hearing at 11, but we're free in the afternoon,
How about the afternoon of Wednesday,
the 9th.
February the 9th?
That would be fine.
Ms.
Yep,
Ferguson?
that works.
All right, so we'll hear everything together on February the 9th. And Ms. Frobisher, you can, your client can go ahead and hire an expert. I guess what I was saying is I'm not going to, based on the amount of money that's involved, I'm not going to award at this juncture, my initial inclination is I'm not going to award expert fees out of the trust for
Okay.
if she wants to do that. So, feel free to, if she wants to pay for it, but the amount of money from what I've looked at and from my records of going through the accounting, the amount of money that it would cost to have a forensic accounting done on this for the 4 years while the guardianship was going, while he was still alive, is de minimis in comparison to what it would cost to have that done. So that was my concern. But you can do what you need to do. So, all right, I will see everybody back here on February the 9th in the afternoon. 1 o'clock, does 2 o'clock work?
Yes.
Okay, February 9th at 2 o'clock.
Thank you.
I would hope
Thank you,
that
Your Honor.
in that interim time that maybe Ms. Frobisher, you can get together with Ms. Dieter and maybe you can look at some of the accounting that she has done previously and see why the court is kind of leaning the way that it is. And maybe you guys can get this worked out.
That's my hope.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you. Ms. Dieter, stick around because I've got you on the other one.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, bye.
Bye, thank you.
Call on page 1, case